The unanimous declaration of the members from the class of 04372. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the server the separate and equal station to which the staff handbook and of a proper server's god entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all of the members of class 04372 are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these are permanent store purchases, the ability to live without fear of banishments, and the pursuit of happiness. To secure these rights, management is instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the terms of service. That whenever any form of the staff team becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to report or to fix it. Caution, indeed, will dictate that managements long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. And accordingly, all experience hath shown that players are more disposed to suffer. Such has been the patient sufferances of these communities, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of management. The history of the present owner of the minuscule cosmic networks is a history of repeated false punishments and lying, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these servers. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a victimized audience. He has refused to assent to laws the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. He has unfairly forbidden the class of 04372 to join the cosmic GMod server, and has forbidden us to be mentioned on the server. In order to silence those he's wronged, he has banned us from their social platforms such as the Discord server and forums. Instead of listening to the people of Cosmic, he implements what he wants and only what he wants. This leads to tyranny on the server, not allowing anyone to make choices about how the server works. He has called together his staff members at places unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from the depository of their public records for the sole purpose of fatiguing them into compliance with his measures. He has dissolved repeatedly for opposing firms strong statements that speak for the community. He has made server admins dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their positions and freedom to be elsewhere. He has erected a multitude of false offenses and sent his swarms of individuals to harass our people. He has combined with others to subject us to a jurisdiction far beyond our rights, and acknowledged us by giving his assent to their acts of pretended legislation. For quartering large numbers of staff among us, for rewarding them by an unreasonable petty notion from punishment for any minor offenses which they should have been punished slightly for cutting off our interaction with all parts of the community, for imposing new add-ons, taxing us for items we have spent hours and days trying to get and at the expense of the player base, for taking us all the way to the owner for situations which could have been finished by the lower ranks, for abolishing the free system of talking it out, establishing therein an authoritarian pseudo-government, and enlarging its powers so as to render it at once an example and fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule onto these players. For taking away access to the servers, abolishing our access to forums and the Discord server, and attacking a community that is uninterested in conflict. He has plundered our inventories, ravaged our servers, burnt our currency, and destroyed the attitudes of his most dedicated players. He is at this time making staff work day and night, doing the work for him, hazing and tyranny, already begun with circumstances of cruelty and untrustworthiness, acting upon the age of a populated community, and totally unworthy of the head of a civilized player base. In every stage of these oppressions, we have called for a change in the most basic terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by denial. An owner whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be the leader of a GMod community. We, therefore, the class of 04372, in general chat, assembled, appeal to the Supreme Gary Newman for the rectitude of our intentions, do hereby solemnly declare that these united people are absolved from all allegiance to the cosmic networks, and that all political connection between them and cosmic networks, Dark RP, is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as a free and independent Dark RP player base, we should be able to conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and do all other acts and things which the independent Dark RP players may of right do. and for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine GMod, we mutually pledge to each other our playtime, our money, and our sacred pleasure.